Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today I will be reviewing the sixth and final episode of Loki. To review Loki, I'll be talking about what I thought was good, what was bad, and what was ugly about this episode. Just know that I'll be talking a little bit about this episode and really how this episode fits into the season as a whole, so some things I discuss might not only have to do with this one episode, but more really the whole show. And as usual, there will be spoilers ahead in this video. Anyways, I thought episode 6 of Loki was a pretty good conclusion to the series. Like I said, this was a good conclusion. It was a cliffhanger, but that just has me excited for the future. This seems like the only MCU show we've gotten so far which will have another season. WandaVision and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier seem like they're going to be continued in the movies, but not as a show, so it's nice to have a show that's going to stay a show. And I also thought it was great that every main character in Loki had a moment in this episode. Loki, Sylvie, Mobius, Ravonna, and Hunter B-15 all starred in some great scenes. I'm happy there weren't any characters who seemed like they were just forgotten about. I was a little worried they were gonna forget about Hunter B-15 after last episode, but luckily she had a much bigger role in this one. Loki and Sylvie came so far in this series. Loki went from wanting to invade New York to kinda being a good guy. Sylvie went from being some unknown character to someone I really liked. As a pair, the two characters were really good and I loved their chemistry. Speaking of chemistry, Loki and Mobius have a better chemistry though. They're hilarious together. And Loki as a show is absolutely rewatchable, especially this episode. I feel like this would be a great show to binge watch. I kinda wish I did binge watch it. I rarely rewatch shows, but I might rewatch this. There's so many cool little Easter eggs scattered throughout the show that you might have to watch again because you might have missed them the first time, but you catch them a second time, and that makes this show worth watching again. And as usual, this episode looked great. The place where Loki and Sylvie meet Kang the Conqueror looks incredible. I'm not sure if we knew this off the bat, but when I realized that blue rain thingy was the timeline, I was shocked. It was so cool to actually see it. And this show did a great job on building the theme of Loki enjoying hurting others or not. Because I think it's in a very early episode, maybe even episode 1. I think it's Mobius who asks Loki if he enjoys hurting others. And then that's a theme we kind of see just get touched on here and there because we see Loki hurting others a lot to his enjoyment, and he even hurts that little cartoon plot or just toys with Miss Minutes. And I think that's interesting because in this episode, we see Loki try to stop Sylvie from killing He Who Remains, and I thought this was some really good character growth. Finally, I love how unpredictable this episode was for the most part. I wasn't expecting Sylvie to push Loki into a portal to go back to the TVA, and I was not expecting her to kill He Who Remains either. The biggest shock of them all was when Mobius didn't remember Loki. That made me so sad. I'm actually a little upset about how Mobius didn't remember Loki at the end of the episode. It made for a really shocking moment, yeah, but it all felt like all the development throughout the season was thrown away in the trash. This just feels like a slap in the face after we had to watch Loki develop for a second time after the original Loki died to Thanos. Even though it was great seeing Loki develop as a character in this show, it was still kinda something we've seen before with the other Loki, and now Mobius is in that same position. I do have a feeling Mobius will go back to normal in season 2, but I just don't like how they're doing that. It seems like something we've seen before. Unfortunately, I was right in my earlier reviews. Loki had a very small plot, and episode 6 proved that. Loki is a show technically, but it feels so much more like a movie in the worst ways possible. There's only one main goal throughout the show, to kill the timekeepers or to find out what's going on with the timekeepers, and a lot of the subplots besides that are tiny. A show is supposed to be bigger than a movie, but Loki feels like it could have easily been made into a movie if it had a little less character development. That is really bad. Also, Kang being the bad guy wasn't a good reveal. Everyone saw that one coming from a mile away. We even knew the actor who was playing him. The second Loki and Sylvie saw him, I rolled my eyes a little bit because I was hoping to be surprised. For a show about time travel, this was too predictable. Anyways, I thought this was a good ending to Loki, even if Kang the Conqueror being the big bad guy was a little predictable. The plot of the show is pretty small, but I'm hoping that means season 2 will be even better. I have a feeling it will, since this first season was such a success for Marvel and Disney, so that means the second season is going to be getting a lot of money, which means there'll probably be more episodes, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the next season of Loki, but I'll definitely miss having this show to watch every week. I rate episode 6 of Loki an 8 out of 10. So, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, because it would really mean a lot. Make sure to tell me if there are any movies or shows you'd like to see me review next, and I will see you in the next video.